Hello everyone, Seth here again from Cubicle Productions, and welcome to part 3 of the director's chair for my German short film, Der Rückfall. And in this sort of, I guess you could call it the last part, but there's going to be an actual conclusion video. We're going to talk a lot about post-production, mostly because I did all of the post-production. So let's talk about editing styles. So for this particular one, obviously most of the conversational shots were going to be quick cuts that sort of filmed the conversation from two separate sides, and then I would just sort of swap angles, sort of make it engaging, and at times I would kind of switch to a full-out view. Particularly in scene 3 with Klaus's confession to the psychiatrist, there are a couple of shots that sort of switch to a wide angle between the two characters. And so for that, those were just quick cuts. For between scenes, I would just use fades. So wherever you see kind of like a fade, you have a switch in scene. And that, I feel, is really important for conveying passage of time. So you have the fade that just kind of like sort of has a sense of continuity to it. You know, time's going to go on. At the same point, it also kind of keeps everything rolling. For color editing, I wanted to make sure that everything was consistent, and the Nikon camera I'm using has a tendency to blue shift everything just a little bit. My goal was to make the brightness and contrast as consistent as possible between shots to sort of keep that continuity rolling and make it feel like you're watching the same scene just filmed with 3 different cameras or 2 different cameras or what have you. For audio editing, this was the first time that I had a shotgun mic and a recording device other than my camera. Actually, there's a mattress sitting right here off camera, and I was able to take that, put it behind like a little desk thing that I had, and then like set up pillows, and I had this my own little recording studio where I could record some Foley. In this case, the Foley was pencil writing that you get in scene 1.
Und was sind Sie von Beruf?
Ich bin Mauerwärter.
Weiter. Und was sind Sie von Beruf?
Ich bin Mauerwärter.
Weiter.
Cloth brushing. It's kind of cool because now I can start my own Foley library. And eventually what I might decide to do is release a lot of that Foley to you guys. Like, you might be able to just buy it and then use it. So like a one-time price, and you get all of these things that you can use and, you know, just do whatever you want with them. So, and you'll get the raw audio as well as the little individual Foley clips. But how I recorded that was I would record the sound, and I would record a couple different iterations of the sound, and then I would isolate them and noise cancel them. And actually I recorded more Foley than I ended up using, but that's kind of the point of it. There was actually one shot where I had to reassemble the sound environment because the box was not recording, but the camera was. Actually, there was only about a line of dialogue in there, and it's the scene where Klaus sort of moves past his wife from the closet to the desk at his computer. What I did was I took the camera recording and then cut it down to just that line, noise canceled it, stuck it in there, and then reassembled a sound environment using room noise, basically the silence tone for the room, as well as some Foley. So things like sitting in the chair, which was the cloth brushing sound that I used for Foley, some typing on the keyboard, which was also what I used for Foley, general things like that. But I was really proud of that shot because of reassembling the sound environment and how much work and effort that took me, and at the same time, how well that particular shot turned out, and almost to the point where you didn't even notice that anything was gone. Only I will know that. Well, I mean, you guys will now too. If you kind of want to get a breakdown of it, here it is right here.
Hilf mir. Hilf mir. Hilf mir.
So that was kind of the split up audio between that all 3 of the different tracks I did for that particular shot, and I was really just overall impressed by what happened with that. So for the music, I'm not particularly a piano player, but because I have a lot of experience in music and chords, I was able to take my keyboard, which I had borrowed from my band director, to create the music. And it was not written music. I actually improvised most of it in one evening, and I don't know if that's obvious, but, there you go. There's my confession. I improvised all the music. But I do think that piano music was the best tone for this. Editing the final product took about 2.5 weeks. It was up until the due date for turning the film in, which was April 2nd. And it took me 2.5 weeks up until then. I was down to the last day getting this done. And I actually brought it into the class and I showed it and I was like, what changes do you guys want? What do you want me to do with it? They suggested some. And I went back and I did the edits and made some corrections, brought it in, and it was good. And actually, we had a an actual German national teacher from Germany watching this because our exchange program had some students over, and she loved the short film and she loved the title. So I was really happy that, here is this actual teacher from Germany who approved of my short film. So I was actually quite happy about that. Because we were all like, it passed the test, But anyway, after getting all of that done, what was left was the DVD. And for that, I turned to a media printing company called Mixonic, which is based in, I think, San Francisco. And they have online ordering where you can create your labels and your disc and your DVD case covers via a little Photoshop template file and send it in. And I had never used Photoshop before I had to make these templates, and I still did it in like 30 minutes. I thought it was going to take me 2 hours. So I was really thrilled to just sort of get that done. And I took pre-orders from the DVD, so I actually did sell some copies of it. And I was actually very happy about how the DVD turned out. It was amazing. And the quality was perfect. So if you guys want like custom printed label DVDs, go check out Mixonic because they did some really good stuff. And I actually think I ordered 10 and they sent me 11 in case one of them was broken or unwritable. And so I had an extra one and it was just perfect. And they did a great job with it. So thank you, Mixonic, for taking care of that for me. And it saved me a whole lot of trouble and it really looks official. And it's perfect. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and move to the conclusion next episode. So, post-production took a while, but it was once again kind of what I was born to do, and it's how I started out, was with editing. So, I was really happy that this turned out as well as it did. So, until next time, Seth here from Cubicle Productions. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like it. If you did not like it, dislike it. If you really liked it and you want to see more, subscribe, because that always helps. And seriously, it does. I really want to build my fan base over the summer. And yeah, see you guys later.